Do you think you desire what you desire because it's just an imagination or because it's real? Adam felt alone, yet he did not know there to be anybody besides him. The desire not to be alone was because he had somebody. It was a clue to what he already has. How many of us have given up on our destinies, on our future? Listen, I had every reason to quit. Every reason under heaven. That is why when people talk about me, I don't really care. It's whatever to me. Because they were not there when I was suffering. They were not there when I had to make the difficult decisions to stand where God asked me to stand. And when God asks you to stand in a place, He will allow the ground to shift to see how truly you want to be that storehouse. God told Abraham, I will make you a father of nations. He gave him his son. And still God wanted to take the son to see if he's really become a storehouse. When he was willing to sacrifice his son is when God said, now I know you love me, now you become a nation. Sorry. God knows that you love him, not because you worship. God does not measure your love for him because you lifted your hands and said, I worship. Oh, shut up. Oh, Jesus. Has nothing to do with that. God knows that you love him when you are tested and you stand on his word. Some of you are runners. You need to be in a marathon because everything that happens, you run. I don't care if you move to Atlanta, you move to Dallas, you move to Florida. If you have not become a storehouse, it doesn't matter where you go. The same trouble will follow you. I know you don't want to hear that, but I will tell you the truth. It doesn't matter if you give up on this relationship for the next relationship. If you have not been changed, the same problems will show up again.
That's right.
I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes.
So people have sacrificed over. I have seen it happen too many times. Listen, I have every reason. I had every reason to say, I'm not going to do this. Why should I serve God? First of all, I was never desperate to serve God because I have always had money because I'm intelligent. I wasn't uber rich like I am now. But I wasn't suffering either like super dry. I've never been, there is no bone of laziness in me. Anything I do 100,000,000%. My energy doesn't go down. In fact, if anything, it increases. That is just my nature. I remember when my father, Mr. Onyango, was teaching me how to use Pro Tools and all those things. And when I was building and learning, okay, how I'm gonna navigate this thing. My thing is I obsess over everything because I want to be great at everything. I don't want to be number two. I'll say it again. Number two is an L to me. I don't know how to be number two. I will do everything in my power to always be one. I will sacrifice whatever it takes. I will push whatever it takes. That's just my nature. I just don't know how to be second. If I'm second, somebody else will be happy. Me to keep me up at night. Why was I number two and I have everything they have? I will study and figure it out and I will push and I will go back and try it again. That's my nature. I obsessed so much that I knew the ins and the outs of every single thing that he had to change my name because I knew every update, every software, every plugin, anything that came. I knew everything that was anything to know. I spent like maybe 12 to 14 hours every day, undistracted on one thing. When I moved here, I realized like, okay, production is a little different here. I need to do things differently. I learned how to play piano in 1 week. I was practicing at least 16 hours a day. If Eva was here, she would tell you, 16 hours a day. There was my neighbor who was in her 80s. She went to be with the Lord, but she was very, very old and she was a piano teacher. So I would go and sit with her and I would practice with her for an hour, and then I would go and put in all the work she gave me for 16, 17 hours every day, not moving. I'll get into where I was working on these things. In the morning, I will leave in the morning, sleep for a few hours, come back again. I don't know how to lose. I have to do everything the right way. But let me tell you, all the energy and the work I put in was good. It was important. It was great. And I remember Mr. Onyango telling me, one thing I love about you is there is no laziness whatsoever inside of you. But all the energy I put in that, what God asked me to do was so much easier. Its difficulty was not in the service. Its difficulty was in the storms when they came. Will I stand or fall? I don't believe ministry to be difficult. I believe storms to be difficult, not the serving of God, because God is involved. And the storms don't last either. God won't take them away either. You will outlast them. Because I stood on what God told me to do.